We are on. We are on with the one and only David Serpa. Our co-host with me tonight is Janki Patel. And guys, this is going to be a really good one. This is 10-minute labs. 10-minute labs. It's like 10-minute abs, right? But it's 10-minute labs. This is Tristan's brainchild.
You just get more out of it.
You want to get more out of it? So here's what we're going to do. We only got 10 minutes, and I'm going to jump in because David Serpa not only wrote a book called The Machine Gunner's Guide to Real Estate. I got the title right, didn't I, David?
Correct.
Love it. So you know a little bit about him. He served in our armed forces and then created an amazing real estate career. He creates more content in real estate in terms of interesting, creative things that actually helps agents than almost anyone I know. And he's just a good dude. Like I really just like David. So John and I are going to ask him some questions. Are you ready to go, David?
I'm ready when you guys are ready.
All right. Jonky and I are going to do this. So let's do this. So
hi, Jonky.
Hi,
Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes.
You know, David, I have a lot of family members down there, so just FYI.
All right. We've got 10 minutes for David. Here we go, David. You are in the hot seat. First question. You ready?
Yeah, it feels very hot. Here we go.
All right. What keeps you awake at night?
Okay. So I have a very unorthodox sleeping schedule anyway. And so the things that do keep me awake at night are the things that don't keep other people awake at night, because I'm on the autism spectrum. I feel everything very deeply. And so I have a strong sense of morality and social justice. And so being in real estate, the things that keep me up at night are the wrongs that have taken place through real estate that should be righted through real estate. And so I believe that if we live in a country where there is systemic injustice, then there has to be a systemic response. And I feel like what better place than there to strike than through real estate.
No, absolutely.
Wow. Okay. I've done a few of these so far, but David, that was the most intelligent, well thought out answer I've ever heard to that question.
I appreciate it.
You're up for the next question. That was amazing. I love it.
Yes.
Go ahead.
My next question to you, David, is what has been your biggest challenge during COVID?
I think that and I thought about that question a lot. I don't look at things like challenges necessarily. I look at them like opportunities. And I think that Napoleon Hill said that in every disadvantage, every failure lies the seed of an equivalent advantage. And I think that we have these opportunities to seize, and this year is one of them. Anyone who's writing off 2020 as a loss has missed the mark. And so I think that we have these opportunities, these natural death cycles which take place in our industry, in our lives. And if we were less afraid of these death cycles, we would find these as sort of gift wrap opportunities to revisit our businesses, revisit our lives. Because there are three types of people, as Darren Campbell likes to say: those that watch things happen, those that make things happen, and those that sit back and wonder what happened. And I don't want to be either one of the negative ones.
Yes, I totally agree with you, David. Go, you're next, Jesse.
Well, I want to piggyback on that then. So I love the perspective that it's all about the opportunity. It's not about the challenge. How have you adjusted your business then through this COVID cycle?
I've actually, you know me, I took a significant amount of time off from real estate, and I've been building very quietly. And so I have made some very big adjustments. I have some very big announcements that I am getting ready to make here. I zig.
Are we making them right now on Labs?
I would love to, but everyone's canceling commercial space. I'm sort of running into these sort of things. Everyone is sort of trimming down. I'm deciding that it's a great time to fatten up. And so I'm looking at these things, and I'm saying, well, if there's gifts in the shifts, those gifts have to go to the right people. And Generation Z and millennials are extraordinarily underprivileged. They're entering extraordinarily hostile job markets. And so how do we create opportunities for more people? And that's not by saying, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. It's by making that table a whole lot bigger and a whole lot wider.
I really like that analogy, actually. That brings me to my next question. Are you ready for this one?
I am.
What do you see as your biggest opportunity to grow your business over the remainder of the year?
So you educate to dominate. And there's a whole lot of algorithms that I have figured out that I'm at a point in my career that I'm really excited to pass those off to people. I'm excited to train more people. I'm excited to get out in the world into especially underprivileged areas, like areas that I grew up in, and give them opportunity. Because who is giving people opportunity? And we can't wait for nonprofits to do it, because nonprofits have been de-radicalized. Nonprofits have been put into corporate type situations. There's a great book called The Nonprofit Industrial Complex by Incite Women of Color. And the book is tremendous, but it breaks down the way that nonprofits are being used to de-radicalize people. So we have to become radical in other ways. And one of the best ways that we can become radical is in our business. And if we're not radical in our church, why are we not radical in our church? And if we're not radical in our personal lives, why are we not radical in our personal lives? Everyone's questing for a balance. I'm not looking for a balance in any way whatsoever. I'm looking for a passionate life.
So is this a call to arms for you? I mean, not a call to arms, so to speak, but are you looking for people to join the movement, or what's the vision?
I'm building it right now, and I'm doing more in silence. So the thing is and Zen principle is say 1/3 of it, which is something that I, of course, struggle with. And so I am, there's some things that I'm keeping a little bit closer to my chest, but I've been making some flights throughout the state of California and meeting with people throughout the state of California to create this education platform that is going to be launched in areas where things like this are not typically launched. And it's going to be big, all at the same time, because when we think about things, like you said, a call to arms, and I think that that's apropos. So I wrote a book called Zen Business. I also wrote a book called The Machine Gunner's Guide to Real Estate. People assume that Zen is not war. Zen is understanding war so that you can have peace. And so, yes, there is a call to arms. The call to arms is to millennials and Generation Z to get into real estate, which is already going to be happening because of the giant opportunities coming through real estate through the Great Migration, the third Great Migration, and through the post-boomer boom. And so real estate is going to shift a lot of money. They're saying $30 trillion in the next 3 decades over the course.
Is that a technical term?
What's that?
Did you say shift or shit?
Shift.
That's what shift. SHIFT.
Correct.
Okay, I thought you said shit a lot of money. So is that a technical term on that? I wasn't sure.
Well, there's going to be a lot of money that's going to shift hands, we're going to oversee the largest private redistribution of wealth in American history, and because the boomers, the boomer generation, whatever the correct term is, they own a lot of real estate, they own a lot of capital, they own a lot of businesses. Well, 73% of households spend 100% of their wealth within 5 years of inheriting it. And so we have to understand that there's a lot of that wealth in real estate that we can now go after. But getting after that call to arms, I'm not quite ready for it yet. I'm sort of looking for the right people that are looking to become educators and looking to be in an education movement, because it's still being built in the background right now. And so there will come a call to arms, and it is, I mean, real estate, every war in history, for the most part, has been fought over real estate. Other than mental illness and things like that, and all the different sicknesses that have happened, it's been fought over real estate. It's been fought over control. And so we preach ownership, and yet we don't help people get it. We actually are in a habit of denying people ownership and denying people opportunity. And I think that's a fundamental flaw that has taken place in real estate that I'm looking to attack directly.
This is one thing that I love what you said, educate to dominate. And I really, really love that quote, because I really am into education. And that brings me to my next question, Jesse, if I may, because that really kind of like lit up a fire under me, is that how do you stay positive and motivated for all of this? This is amazing.
That's a great question. I look at it a little bit differently. I don't look at positive or negative as bad things. And so as part of Zen is embracing this whole thing. And so you need positive and you need negative in order to create a charge that keeps going. And so so that's how I look at life. I look at like sort of embracing the negative. Well, why am I feeling negative? Why am I feeling bad right now? Well, why should I avoid that? And so I think that avoidance is a massive issue that we face as a nation that keeps us all questing for balance, keeps us all switching hats and feeling burned out, when we really should understand that if we're feeling negative, there's a reason we're feeling negative. If we're feeling positive, there's probably a good reason for that. Emotion is not bad. It's what puts the energy into motion. And that's a good thing.
Energy.
Dude, I love this. Everything is energy and everything is energy, right? And energy is everything and everything is energy, right? So I want to switch gears because we only have a couple minutes left. We have like 1 minute left. Okay. And I want to get some actionable stuff because this has been some very deep content. What is the biggest mistake that experienced agents are making right now?
They're waiting for it to return to normal. And so the biggest mistake that people are making right now is they're becoming complacent in their business. And so the people that are doing very well right now were already in a good place before this had started. The people that were not necessarily doing so well, some of them have actually seen an opportunity in this to reshift and refocus their business. So what are some actionable steps? Well, if you're so blessed to get so fortunate to get a listing, you want to make sure that you're marketing that right. And so I have my new blog, which you could check out for 10 tips on how to market that listing correct and handle that multiple offer situation correctly. I think that everybody's got to turn to video. This is something that I've heard as kind of an echo throughout this lab's experience. I heard you talking about it along with Flo in one of these. I think that it's intelligent to get into video, and it's intelligent to create evergreen content. There's my 10 minutes. So create evergreen content. Write those blogs if you want to write blogs. Do video if you want to do video, but don't force yourself into things that you're not necessarily comfortable doing just for the sake of doing them.
Jesse, we have to bring David back because there's one question I was dying to ask him.
Hold on 1 second. Let me just say this. Awesome. So look, watch this, guys. David is a moderator in Lab Code Agents, correct, David?
Correct.
Jonky is a moderator in Lab Code Agents. I'm a moderator in Lab Code Agents. We can continue this discussion in Lab Code Agents, but you can ask your question if you want now. Technically, we're violating the 10-minute rule. Go ahead. What's your last question, Jonky? What is it?
What advice would you give newer and lesser experienced agents? Go.
Don't feel like you're lesser, right?
Okay.
So newer is a term, right? Less experienced is a term, but certainly not lesser. So we have this habit, whether it is religion or whether it is through education or whether it is through real estate or through coaching, to say, I am not connected to the source. I don't know what's best for me in my business. And so I think you do know what's best for you in your business. I think we always know what the next best step to take is. So take that next best step. You don't have to wait, and you don't have to ask anyone's permission to take it.
There you go. Love it. Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Love it. David Serpa, this was amazing. Jonky, thank you for co-hosting with me. Guys, we do this every night, 5 p.m. California, 8 p.m. East Coast, 10-minute labs. No sit-ups necessary. David, that was amazing. Super, dude. I'm going to text you right now, bro. That was incredible.
I appreciate the opportunity to come on. Thank you, John.
All right, guys. Everybody enjoy your night.
Bye, guys.